Who in the world is Hock International? That's a fair question. It was a question I asked myself last year as I began sharing with people what I used to pass the EA exam. Because you see, as I was sharing my story and I said I used a certain book and I also use Passkey, I start getting comments on my videos and posts saying Passkey is now Hock International. So I was like, what in the world? Like, I've never heard of these folks. Well, Hawk International's been around since 2000, but they joined the EA review system game in 2023 to create one of the ultimate collaborations with Passkey to make what I would say is definitely one of the best EA review systems that's currently out there. Now, if you are new here, let me tell you, I am slightly biased because when I spoke with the creator of the Hawk International company, he and I were in agreement that what makes Hawk different and stand out is their instructor. But I'll get to that in just a little bit. Just in case you are new here, my name is Timalyn Bowens, and I am America's favorite EA. I own a firm in Louisville, Kentucky that is virtual, and we service clients all over the country and even across the world with representation work. This year, I set a goal to help 105 different enrolled agents start their enrolled agent firm. But here's the thing, there were a lot of people who were interested, but they hadn't yet passed the EA exam. So that's why I'm doing this video to give you an overview of one of the most popular EA review systems out there. So let's get right into that. So, as I mentioned before, Hock has been around since 2000. With the founder, Brian Hock, he was teaching a CPA review course in the 2000s, then also for the CMA and CIA. Then in 2023, they did a collaboration with Passkey, who, if you all don't know, I'm a huge fan. Passkey was created by an EA named Christy. Now, when Christy took the exam and as she was studying, there was no type of EA review system really out there. So she took it upon herself to create a system, and that was Passkey. When I was studying for the exam, I fell in love with Passkey, right? Christy became my best friend as I would listen to the different lectures and things. So that's why I hands down will always recommend Passkey. So when people were telling me they no longer existed, I was a little bit worried, but they do. As I mentioned earlier, with the collaboration with Hawk, I was a little bit nervous about whether or not they would have lost some of the things that set them apart, right? Passkey. So earlier this year in 2024, I actually was able to connect with Christy via LinkedIn, and I was asking her about the study review program, and she's the one who told me to reach out to Brian Hawk, and that's how that all started. Now, if you want to hear about the review system from him, down below, I'll put an interview that we did to talk about the system. But right now, I'm going to share my overview of my thoughts, right? So, I was concerned that, with this collaboration, maybe there was going to be something missing with Passkey now. But I was pleasantly surprised when given access to this and I was able to check everything out that they were able to take all of the great things that Christy had and add to that to make an even better review system. And here's what I mean. Once you become a subscriber with Hawk International, you have two different levels to choose from. They have a premium level and then they have a standard level. With one level, you have access to, and I have notes here so I don't mess up. The standard is without the online book, okay? But you still have access to videos because, and that's really key, the video trainings. When I was studying and even going back in and listening to things this year, The videos are key because you can tell Christy is actually an enrolled agent. She's actually done the things that she's teaching about versus just regurgitating the information that she found in publications. She gives real life examples. And if you are a fellow tax nerd like myself, you'll enjoy the examples and the humor. Listening to those again this year, but updated, I was having memories of when I was studying, right? And now being an EA and having done some of that work myself, I was able to connect more with some of the things that she was teaching. So, those videos being taught by someone who is actually an EA, who has done representation work, is leaps and bounds better than learning from someone who is just reading off of a PowerPoint, right? But then something else that is awesome that Hock has done, they've taken the success that Passkey had, but they also have taken some of the Hock things. And when I say Hock things, they have something called a pass map. And with this pass map, it helps you to create a customized study plan for you. So in this system, you also have access to a lot of different multiple choice questions. This is one of the things that I loved when I was studying with Passkey, and they've kept that with Hock, and they've even enhanced it. And here's the really cool thing: it works on your desktop. It also works on an iPad or on your phone. So for me, I had a lot of lifing when I was studying, right? I always liked being able to pull out my phone, and if I had a little bit of time, I could do some multiple choice questions. But the thing that was even more cool about these multiple choice questions is when I sat down at Prometric to take the test, the way that the questions look and feel on the actual exam is exactly what I saw on Passkey. So earlier this year, when I was able to go into Hock and test that feature out, it's the same thing. With this exception and disclaimer, I didn't just take the EA exam. It's been a few years and a couple of gray hairs ago. So to say that it matches exactly now, I can't really speak to that, but I can speak to back in 2017 when I was studying and took the first part of the exam. It did match. So I love that they had that feature. I also highly recommend this for people if you are in a very busy season of life. So, Christy is the teacher in the videos giving the instruction and everything, but something else that Hock has done to add to what was already at Passkey, there are live Q&A sessions. And I believe that's only if you do the premium account. You go check it out yourself because it has everything listed. But with that, you have the opportunity to actually go to a review session. If there's something that you're stuck on, a concept, you were able to ask that question of Christy, and I believe the other instructor is Naomi. They host those Q&A sessions, and you were able to get your questions answered in real time. Now, I don't think that was a feature back when I studied with Passkey, but that's really cool now because back then, at least my subscription level, I had to kind of figure it out. So to have the opportunity to do that is amazing. Another thing that I thought was really cool, if you were logged in, and I believe this is available to standard and premium subscribers, they have message boards. So the really cool thing about message boards when you're studying is you can go in and ask a question. But check this out. On a message board, they have somebody from the staff that will go in and answer your question, but you can also search the message board because here's the thing I tell people, especially in a class. If you have a question about a certain topic on an exam that you're going to be struggling with somewhat, you're not the only person that has the question. And there will be people that will appreciate you asking the question because they didn't even think to ask it. So you have access to this message board to see other questions and other answers to help you think through different problems that may appear on the test. To me, That's priceless. And it also creates a community because within the past 10 years, right, and studying for the exam, the internet has evolved and helped us create communities. I was able to study with people on Facebook, but not actually within the Passkey system. So now being able to message board or be on a message board rather, sorry, with other people that are studying using the Hock system creates that community. And I really liked it because even if you're shy, you still have that resource to be able to go and look at questions and probably find the question that you were going to ask. Now, with the two different price points, again, there's the standard, which at the time of this recording is $29.99 a month, and that's without the online book. Now, if you have the premium at the time of this recording, it's going to be $45.99 a month with the online book. And then there are also some additional bonus features. Okay. We all know when you do something premium, you're going to get a little bit more access. All right. So having the online book, one of the things I also liked about the pass map is that you can take notes, you can do the annotations, right, to help you keep track of your weak areas. It will show you what areas you need to study some more. And I like this for the same reason I like Passkey when I studied. You can go in and create a plan. And again, with the pass map, it helps enhance that for us type A personality people that need to have everything broken down. But you can go through the book, right? You can take the quizzes, you can take a practice exam. But in addition to that, having the videos all on demand, you can create the best self study review that you need. So when people ask me which system a certain person should take, I would hands down always recommend the Hock International EA review system for people who don't have a set schedule, right? Because the tools are in there to help you pass the exam, even if you can't study every day at 8 o'clock, right? You can fit this into your busy schedule to fit your lifestyle that you have right now to make sure that you can still pass the exam. Now, one of the things that I like about this and the price model as well, it's subscription based. So you can try it for a month. If it doesn't work for you, no love lost, just cancel it. For me, if you don't know yet, I'm very competitive. So for me, when I did Passkey back again a few great years ago, one of my goals was to pass it within a certain amount of time. So for me, it was a competition to see how much money I'd spend before passing the exam. Also, if your budget is a little tight right now, this is going to be more cost friendly because you use it or you pay for what you use, right? If you know that you're not going to be able to study because something's going on with life right now, you just cancel it. One of the other things, and sorry, because you guys see I got excited talking about it. One of the other things is that this EA review system is going to always be up to date. So right now, this testing cycle will end on February 28th of 2025. This EA review system, if you subscribe right now, is going to be all the way up to date for this testing cycle. Now, if you don't pass everything by that testing cycle, that's fine because I believe it's beginning in the spring. They're going to go ahead and start updating the material for the next testing cycle. So you never have to worry about the information being outdated. Now, what I alluded to at first was when I spoke with Brian and I said, don't hold anything back. What makes Hock International's EA review system stand out above the others, right? Because remember, they're one of the newest on the scene, just making an introduction in 2023. And he said it stands out because of Christy. Now, that was going to be my answer too, because again, she gives real life examples that even if you haven't actually worked in the tax world before, it will be things that you can connect with. And if you have worked in the tax world, it helps you think in a different way to connect certain questions with real life examples. Okay. And if you don't know who Christy is yet, friend, that may be why you haven't passed the EA exam yet. Just kidding. Kinda. But no, seriously, I think she's hands down one of the best instructors out there. If you don't know who she is yet, down below, I'll include an article that I wrote of an interview with her where she shares why she created Passkey and also gives some study tips as well. So I hope you have liked this review. I I love Hock's EA review system. Their focus is on helping as many people pass the exam as possible. Like I said, EA review systems aren't one size fits all. So if it's not the best system for you, that's fine. If you have any questions about the EA review system at all, drop them down in the comments. If you have not already, make sure that you go to americasfavoriteea.com, subscribe to the email list because I will also be doing an article that kind of breaks this down step by step. And if you'd like to see me review any other EA review system, just let me know that down in the comments as well. I'll see you guys in the next video.